Spirit of the Lord working in a man's life, regardless of where he's at, regardless of the walls, regardless of the cell, he's going to make that life, he's going to make it worth living.
Well, that is a convicted killer who's doing 70 years for murder, talking about God. But I also found out that Rene Nieto is part of a special program that's new to Texas, and the warden there tells me it's starting to make big changes inside prisons all across the state. But it's also important for us because they say it's good news for those of us on the outside, too.
I had a violent nature at that time. I was a different person.
Rene Nieto tells me his life in the drug world decades ago led him to murder, which led to prison.
You know, I rolled the dice and I played the game and I lost. Oh, what now? You know, I still got eternity. One gate.
And at first, his anger and violence in prison led to some time in solitary.
And it was there that I found Christ, there at that place.
But Nieto's story is not just of another jailhouse conversion.
Hey, what's up, Carl?
Somebody walking the straight and narrow now, maybe hoping to get special privileges or even get out a little earlier.
Yeah, let me know if y'all need anything.
You see, Nieto actually completed years of challenging studies in the state's new program.
This is amazing, and I want to talk to the graduates here for a few minutes.
In 2015, Nieto graduated in this very first class of a new 4-year seminary, which is actually inside the walls of the Darrington prison unit in East Texas.
I have seen God do amazing things in the lives of these students.
It's an extension campus of the respected Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary out of Fort Worth, and it's paid for by a nonprofit, the Heart of Texas Foundation. So it doesn't cost taxpayers.
It's all private donation.
And after they graduate with a bachelor's degree in biblical studies, these prison field ministers, as they're called, are spreading out to spread the word at maximum security prisons all across Texas. Nieto wound up here at the McConnell Unit in Beeville.
We just come in, and I'm just going to talk to the guys, see how they're doing. God bless you. What's up, Joseph? How you doing? I let them know I'm here. So it's like a ministry of presence.
All right, another day in paradise.
Sometimes they don't want to say anything. They don't want to talk. You know, so I leave them alone.
And unlike chaplains from the outside,
what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
They know he's a prisoner too.
I was shaking in my bunk last night.
And it'll be at least a decade before he's even up for parole.
How's it going, bro?
Does it help that he's a prisoner, that he's been here?
It does. You can definitely be closer. You're both in the same color clothes, and it does make a difference.
What are you getting?
A lot of his work is helping them deal with problems their loved ones on the outside are having, which they feel powerless to do anything about.
You know, a lot of things are happening out there in the world, and they're always, you know, people are dying, people are getting sick. Hey, how's your wife doing, man?
She's doing good.
She's doing better?
She's got her job.
Okay, that's good, bro. And those are the guys that I get a lot. They're always calling me, hey, my child's sick, or, you know, my mother, or my aunt. And those are the guys that I do a lot of ministry with.
And he listens to us. You know, and that's something you don't find too often.
But I'm going to go ahead and rock on, man. Let me say a prayer with you.
Nieto is one of 96 field ministers who've graduated from the program and are working in Texas prisons right now, with more than twice that still in seminary taking classes.
The field ministers have been a blessing on this unit. The field ministers have brought a lot of positive influence, a lot of positive stuff in here.
And why? What's it give you?
It gives us hope. That the way we can see Jesus working through them and the changes they made in their life, it gives us hope that if Jesus can do it for them, he can do it for us.
Nieto also preaches some sermons and teaches classes.
You know, some guys are struggling, but they're learning.
And we can use that with each other even when they're not around.
Sometimes helps to feel not forgotten.
Amen.
It stops violence, stops stressing, you know, it stops a lot of stuff, you know. It makes you focus more better.
All right, bro.
First and foremost, he is in amongst the offender population, interacting, fellowshipping, and helping us carry out our mission statement, which is to promote positive change.
Senior Warden Phil Cifuentes tells me prison officials are seeing and feeling a real difference from these field ministers across the state, actually keeping things calmer in prisons and cutting down on violence.
When these guys are seeking positive change, looking to develop good cognitive skills, it's a win-win situation, not only for the offender who hopes to get out, modifies his behavior, but as well for my staff managing these offenders. The offender population is in a calm demeanor and thus reduce the level of violence and anxiety.
And most inmates will be released from prison someday. So while they're here, they can either learn to be even better criminals for better people.
And we have to remember that these individuals may someday be out in society and may be your neighbor. So we want them to learn the good cognitive skills that enable them to make good decisions when they're interacting with the public.
Good flow.
Yet through all the positive talk, field ministers like Nieto cannot forget what put them here in the first place.
You killed somebody.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Is that why you're doing what you're doing?
That plays a big factor. I want to change, and I want to help bring change where we reach these men who are lost like I was.
Including those inmates who will never get out.
I would tell them that God still has purpose for them, even while they're here. God has gifted them with a gift, and it's there. We need to find it and find their purpose.
They can still do something positive in prison, even if they're here for life.
That's right. And they can live a good life. And I lived that other one, and I know it's a lot better.
Now, the seminary itself is Christian-based, but they also want to point out they do work with those of other faiths. In fact, several Muslims have already graduated. They're now field ministers in Texas prison. And the foundation that supports this is now raising money to start a similar prison at a Texas women's prison.